Every week, my fellow comedian friend and I, Nick Sperdute and myself, we go to some world to perform comedy. And recently, we went to Betazed, which is the Betazoid homeworld for the Betazed Fringe Festival.
I gotta say, not a long stretch. Like, we're called humans, and we're on Earth, and they're on Betazed, and they're called Betazoids. I'm just saying, it feels a little easy, you know?
Yeah.
It's not as easy as Vulcans, right?
It's weird for a planet that prides itself on being touchy-feely. That really just, it really takes pride in being empathetic. My feelings were hurt constantly on that planet. Like, it's not even that I didn't like the place. I just felt bad leaving.
I don't want to say you brought that upon yourself.
Okay.
But you kind of brought that upon yourself. Just a smidge.
All right. So on Earth, here's how it works on Earth. If anybody's listening to the podcast that is not on Earth, these horrible thoughts will pop into your head.
Right.
And you just don't say anything about them. You pretend they're not there. And that's the regular...
to the best of us.
That's the human experience, is you see somebody in ridiculous shorts and you're like, hey man, did a 1970s Bermuda call because they want their shorts back? You don't say that.
But you don't say it. No,
right.
You think it real hard and in their direction, but you don't necessarily actually put it into the ether.
Exactly. And then no one has any problem with it. But... oh my God, that is not how it works on Betazed. On Betazed, it just, they all hear your thoughts and they're usually horrible and they get mad at you and just the whole time, like, from beginning to end. And I'll say that the ones that got me in the most trouble were in a sense flattering about the women I was thinking them about. But I want to stress this here. I didn't say what I was thinking. I just can't control who hears my thoughts.
That's true, yes. And I'm glad for my relationship with you that I can't hear your thoughts.
Yeah, me too. I think it's best for all of us.
Very glad.
Yeah, like I would be pen pals with a Betazoid. Totally, if any Betazoids are listening, more than happy to be pen pals with you. Email exchanges are great. I'm in a couple of Betazoid Facebook groups. But if I'm going to be friends, if say I were going to like move into the Betazoid neighborhood of Los Angeles or something, I would need to have some ground rules with the Betazoids. Of course, it's oh man, they didn't give you a hard time though. You were fine.
They could not read my thoughts,
right? Which was weird.
You know what? I've been telling you this for a while now, but you should really get into yoga. Really try to meditate more. I've been meditating in the morning for about 20 minutes every morning. And it's weird at first. You kind of have to work on your sleep schedule and everything. Your whole body kind of shifts, but it's worth it.
Well, okay,
it's worth it.
I tried. You gave me that advice while we were there, and I tried meditating, and Betazoids would walk by and be like, you're just thinking I am meditating over and over and over again. Yeah. And I was like, I guess I am. And then a couple of them would you would talk and they would be outright startled. And they would go, who's the android? And I'd be like, he's not an android. He's just my friend Nick. And they're like, no, he's an android because I can't read his thoughts. He's some kind of cyborg.
Oh, that's what they kept saying. But I actually think, I for a while there, I did think yoga for sure. Meditation for sure. But then the more I got into it, I realized, you know what? It's because I'm Italian. Ooh. And I think that the Italian heritage is what did it. I think that lineage of Southern Italian people that I come from, Caserta, Giulianella, close to Naples, I think that group itself is just unreadable from people like the Betazoids.
So then when they said that you were impenetrable because you were in fact an artificial life form, they
meant Italian.
They meant okay. That, I guess that checks out because you're Italian and they can't read your thoughts, so ipso facto Italiano.
One and one together there, that makes two.
Can we talk about how difficult it is performing stand-up comedy on Betazoid though? That is
They
tough.
loved me
They loved
because
you.
they had no idea what was coming. And I will say it was hard to watch your shows because once they didn't like you, they would not only heckle you, but they would heckle you by saying your punchlines.
That was the worst I've ever.
They knew what was coming.
Oh my God. Like I walked.
They would just drill it home.
I walked onto the first time when we were over at the Jester Shuffle, which was the comedy club we started out at. I walk up on stage, I get the mic, and I go, "Hey, I'm Heaton. It's great to be here." And someone went, "You're lying." And
you hate it.
Yeah, and I went, no, I'm having a great time. And somebody went, "No, you're not. You feel nervous because you keep thinking pervy thoughts about our women." And I was like, I got like...
He was nailing it, right? Spot on.
Yeah, we need to have some level of polite lying here for this to work. And it just, it went from bad to... And they would yell my punchlines before I said them.
Yeah, that was the real problem. They would yell your punchlines. I mean, I'll be honest, I jumped in, but it was only because everybody else was doing it.
Yeah, and you already know
and
my
I've
punchlines.
heard your material. Yeah.
It was... I wasn't... Normally, I'd be mad about that, but everybody was doing it. So, like, it just...
mean, here's the thing. They typically, I think the reason why comedy works there, despite them knowing the punchlines, is it's still a matter of how you say it. It's all about delivery and timing and everything still, which is really the base element of comedy, which is timing, as you know.
Yeah.
And I think that in your case, they weren't even willing to give that a chance just based on your little pervy thoughts.
Yeah, which... I don't know. It's the sensation I had is like, imagine being at church camp and being caught ogling a Victoria's Secret catalog. Like that feeling of shame. That's how I felt constantly on Betazed, and there was nothing I could do about it. There's not like a mental cold shower you can take, and the women are very attractive, and it's a fairly balmy, temperate place. I'd say it was like mid 80s most of the time we were there, 70 to 80 degrees. So like women are dressed in sundresses and stuff, and and apparently I'm some kind of heinous pervert, which I didn't realize because the background chatter isn't normally out and about. I went on a Tinder date, Nick, because I like to scope out the ladies on planets I visit, and I'll
be honest, I didn't ask you about this while we were there because I knew how it was going to turn out. I think that was pretty obvious.
It was just a train wreck.
Yeah.
Oh God, like because we sit down, and the first thing she says is, "Well, you're disappointed, aren't you?" And I was like, no. I'm like, no, it's really great to meet you there, Lena. And she's like, "I'm disappointed too." And I'm like, well, okay, in my case, I can't help you reading my mind. In your case, you totally had the ability to not tell me you were disappointed. Only upshot is we both agreed to split a bottle of wine. But but then, okay, 2 glasses of wine in. She's like, "Okay, just so you know, I am looking for something substantive. I'm looking for something meaningful and long-term." And I was like, "Oh, me too." And then she gave me the most withering look because what I was thinking is, I'm leaving here in 2 days. Like, surely you knew this. I'm just going to go through with this charade and maybe we'll get naked. And that is, it was just not at all what I don't know what she wanted from me, but I was not delivering it.
Maybe the truth.
Well, she got it.
She got it herself, but maybe she would have liked it if you actually put it out there as opposed to trying to sell yourself as you would on a Tinder date on a different planet.
Wait, so are you thinking that like if I had just like been...
I think if you would have come right out and just said, "This is what I'm looking for, this is who I am," and she'd have been like, "Oh, that's honest, that's truthful, I see that," then maybe you would have had a better chance.
If we go back to Betazoid, I'm going to try that with stand-up, to like walk on stage and be like, "Well, as you can see, I'm not very impressed with you as an audience." And like maybe they'll find that funny.
I mean, I chuckled involuntarily, so potentially, yeah.
But okay, the other thing too is they got stuff wrong though. Like, so for new listeners,
punchlines, you mean?
Well, they bungled the timing on that horribly.
Well, they're not comedians.
No. But like, so people that are new to the program, you and I travel with a retinue now because you have incurred, or not, you've not incurred, rather, you have saved a number of lives of beings throughout the galaxy who now owe you a life debt. Which,
well, the count is, as of now.
Yeah, it's
Lord knows.
Six Wookiees, a Gungan, and a protocol droid.
Yeah.
And that's not including the pets that they have, which they do. They have some porgs and an iguana. It's really a big, but we left the animals
did I tell you the protocol droid got a toaster?
Oh, good for him. That's great. Yeah. Okay. That's cute. I get that. That's nice.
Yeah. Same. No, it works. It's like a good toaster. So
no. That's actually really cute.
We had a toaster, and that was a whole thing. So I'm not going to get into it right now.
Well, anyway, my point is we're traveling with all of them, and they were like, so are you and Chewbacca dating? One of the Wookiees? And I was like, no, we're not dating. And they're like, you obviously have feelings for each other. And I was like, well, your Betazoid radar must be pretty far off because I do not have a crush on a 7-foot-tall female Wookiee, even if she's very talented and we have similar interests.
I'll be honest, Heaton. I've said this before. I'm pretty sure I'll say it again. We can all see it, but it's in the air, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were a Betazoid. I thought you were an Italian.
I am, thus why they can't read my mind. But we, being Italian, also have what we call a love language.
Well,
we can tell when people are being emotional and feeling from that place. I'm very empathetic. You know that about me.
It's true.
I'm incredibly good at telling when people are feeling uncomfortable and or in love. And in this case, I'm just saying I get a hint of both, actually.
Well, agree to disagree, but I will say I am very much looking forward to going to the Italian homeworld, wherever that is.
That's just Italy. It's just in Italy. Yeah.
Oh, wait, like in Europe?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's on Earth.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Nice. We have more in common than I thought.
I'm just upset that you've never asked before.
Yeah, I don't know. I just assumed it was a moon or something. I don't know why. I don't know.
Gotcha.
It feels like a moon people to me.
I can see that.
Yeah. All right. Well, overall, I would go back to Betazoid, but
Betazed.
Excuse me, Betazed.
See what I'm talking about? It's just like right there. It's like so weird. Betazed, Betazoid, Betazed. I don't blame you.
I'll go back, but I need to like do. I don't know, make a 10-foot helmet or something first.
You got to
that was
mentally
just
prep.
Emotionally traumatic. It's worse than being naked.
I have heard that Botox does it. If you get some Botox, I heard that'll stop it too.
Huh. Okay. All right.
That was some rumor on the planet, but
I'm going to give Betazoid 6 out of 10. How about you?
Oh, I really rather enjoyed it. I mean, the food was great. Some of the local stuff. I like that they had some of those kind of places that you don't read about on the websites.
Yeah.
We had a really good tour guide. She was very kind, and she didn't love you.
I thought she was
Sarah didn't find you.
I thought Sarah was rather unprofessional, in my opinion.
Well, you were thinking
lecturing me in front of a group and really browbeating me. And then, I did not. I felt very unsafe emotionally around her.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'll say this: some of the other people in our convoy, including all the Wookiees and Joe Blob, and we did have some other people from Earth, which I thought was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. But regardless, Sarah, she showed us around, and we got to go to those like underground places where you eat, that you get the food that you don't normally get.
Speakeasies are a thing. Betazoids really like speakeasies. That's coming to vogue.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah,
so,
we thought we were going to a hardware store, and I was like, why are we going to a hardware store? This is ridiculous. I wasted my money. By the way, I'm thinking this. I'm not saying
you thought
this.
It. You didn't say it. No, I agree.
And then Sarah turns around and she's like, it's a speakeasy. Please don't insult me. And I'm like, oh, right.
Was that when she slapped you in the face? Or was that
No,
after
she slapped me in the face for another reason that I don't want to go into. But it again could be interpreted as flattering in a certain light.
You know what? And I assumed she was right, so I didn't do anything. Because normally, you know me, I'll step up
right
for you anytime. But I kind of had a feeling.
By then I was like, I actually do kind of deserve that one.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. So the food was great. Enjoyed that element of it. Overall, would go back. I'm going to give Betazed a 9.3.
Wow.
Might be my highest rating. I don't remember.
Okay.
But 9.3.
All right, Nick. Well, good journey. Until next week.
This was a good one. I'll talk to you soon.